All right, what we're going to do today should be kind of a fun meeting. We're going to do a quick social contract where you're going to pick something for your own growth, and then we're going to do. Some of you, if you've been here a couple years, we did this a couple years ago. Where it's called the Compass activity, and it's really us learning about one another. And so if I have to be on a committee and I'm working with Mr. McCarty, and he's like a get-her-done guy, and I'm like, well, we got to get a bunch of information first. If we know that about each other, it helps us. So, and we did, some of you may have done this, but it's powerful every time because we have new staff. So, and then we'll be out of here. So I want to officially welcome, Cindy McDonald is here for Baby Waldo. Is Baby Waldo here yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. I got some emails, but so thank you. We're excited to have you. Thank you for being here at the staff meeting. I know you're well taken care of on that side of the hall over there. So, and we feel like you're part of our staff anyway because we see you Sunday. So, you please, anything you need, let us know. There's lots of support here. So welcome, Ms. McDonald. All right, thank you all for just a quick update on the pots. Thank you all, even if I had to chase you down at the last minute for getting on your change of class to Joanne. The purpose behind us having students, giving you an opportunity to change topics was some of you, I had a handful of you saying, man, this is not what I thought it was going to be. It's causing me stress. It's not fun. So that was part of it, and then we also, it was good for the students too because we started having some classes that weren't filling up, so it was the perfect timing to do that. So instead of waiting a month, another six week block, I wanted to honor those of you that wanted to change, so that's why we kind of did it fast. So this Thursday, and Joanne has been working like crazy, this Thursday, you'll have them ahead of time, but the descriptions, all the descriptions, every teacher needs to read the descriptions to the class. Read them. Because that was one of the hiccups we had last time was the students kind of reported, I don't know what I was signing up for. So you will have them read them on Thursday, students will do the survey on Friday. And then counselors will be busy the next week. So we're kind of excited because next year with our new system, it's going to be even easier. Yes, right? So kids are in 6Fs, yes. Okay. Any other clarifications?
Just wanted to double check my brain was right. Where the kids will switch to the new class the week after Thanksgiving? That's
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that.
Yeah, I have to look at it.
This is week 4.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is week 4.
So that way, you're right. We'll come back to Thanksgiving again. Okay. Anything else about pause? I just keep encouraging you if there's any way that you can adjust it, make it fun, make it whatever. We want it to be fun for you, fun for kids, not stressful. So I also, Christy Olson shared with me one of the Critical Friends protocols that we're going to use in January. And this it's just going to be a really good way for us to get real clear feedback on how can we make this better for next year. And I'm excited to do that. So as we begin planning in January, February, but I want you to know we're always listening, sort of make it better. You'll have to convince me. I don't know that how you could convince me to make it go away because it really is the first time we've had a place for kids to go for stuff. But we can constantly make it better for you. So. All right, so social contract. So this one, I had an opportunity, and boy, I do it all the time to keep growing, but I appreciate that you all keep helping me with my face. I think I'm getting better. I'm not looking cranky all the time, or you haven't been honest with me. But one of the things that I have struggled with in the past and continue to keep working on is, I'm trying to think where this would fit. So if I get frustrated with something that I have to do, and I don't see the meaning behind it, my everything goes south. I get angry, I'm frustrated, and I say all these internal things I might say them out loud. And I'm trying to get better. Because I'm a principal, I should be, but instead of doing that, to think about, okay, if Pat has asked me to do something that I really am frustrated with, to go to Pat and say, could you help me understand this, or I'm really frustrated with the amount of time this is going to take. That's what I want you all to be able to do with me, and so I'm working on that myself. And it's amazing, because every time I do that and I model that, the outcome is perfect. Because that person, sometimes they didn't even know we were frustrated, and now we say, we just communicate. So I think it would probably be direct and personal for me, and maybe even honest and transparent. So I'm just going to read these and think about one area that for you, this is an area I'm going to work on. In addition to you identifying that, my challenge to you is pick 2 people that you trust that will help you with that feedback. So I'm going to, and I'll tell you once I identify mine, and I'll share out with you guys. But find 2 people that you trust, tell them what you're working on, and then check in with them. All right. So we have see through our eyes, approachable, active listening, collaboration, compromise, direct and personal, patience to process, calm, confidentiality, honest and transparent, affirm us, integrity, supportive, forgiving, honor, time. So think about one of those that you're going to work on for yourself. And then think of the 2 people, and we won't do this now, but think of the 2 people that you're going to have check in with you and give you feedback. I think the one I'm going to work on, what you can help me with is, I've had several of you tell me lately, or through somebody else, I don't want to bother Mary Jo with it, I know she's so busy. So I'm going to work on the approachable one so that I'll send you that message. Am I busy? Sure. But I'm here for you. So if you see behaviors that is sending that message that I'm not, I'm going to ask you to help with that. All right? So, and then it's just up to you. Just continue to grow. That's why we're here. All right, so the compass activity. I love this because it just keeps us learning about how do we work with one another. You will see east is right here, north is there. I didn't pay attention if this is the right direction or not. South and west. So north is just get it done. So as I read these definitions, you're going to be thinking, which one do I identify with? You like to act, try things out, and plunge in. North personalities are the go-getters. They hear that something needs to be done, and they do it immediately. Okay, think about, is that me? Have I heard that? So if that's you, you will be reporting over to this corner over here. East, look at the big picture. You like to speculate, consider the possibilities before acting. East personalities are those who like to look at the big picture and make a comprehensive plan before acting. So if that sounds like you, you're going to be over in this corner. Think about those 2 people working together. Better understand each other. South is over here? No, right here. Consider everyone's feelings. I like to hear, or you like to hear and honor all voices before acting. South personalities are the people who want to make sure that everybody's feelings are taken care of, that everybody gets a chance to say what they need to say. So if that sounds like you, you're going to be right here. And west, pay attention to the details. You like to know who, what, where, and why before acting. West personalities are the nitty-gritty, detail-oriented planners. Okay, now, when I say go, you're going to go to your group. Take about 1 minute and talk with your table so you know where you're going to go. Alright, 30 seconds. Go ahead and move to your group and then come back to me for directions.
Hey, are you East Coast?
It's a winning team right there.
Are you North?
All right, at your group, you will have directions. So somebody needs to, so you're going to respond on your poster, 4 strengths of our style, 4 limitations of our style, what others need to know about you to make your work together more successful. And then you're going to choose a spokesperson. Markers are up here. You guys are huge. If you want to split into 2 groups and then compare, that might be helpful. There's more paper up here. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. When you feel like you're done, have one person come up and report to me. If we are done early, we'll stop early. So 5 minutes. Directions are in front of you. Go.
You go first. Let's hear it. You're the go-getter. East Coast. Oh, you already got it? I got stuff before you did. No. I got something. Good, definitely southeast. Northeast.
Speak for us all the time.
We have a really neat 3 things.
Strengths, weaknesses, and just like an IEP. Strengths, weaknesses, and
I have some. Yes, okay, so good, like,
I know, can you see?
So you guys won't be done in time.
No. Never. What you need to know about this?
so let's go with the
Oh, no, she's gonna do
because it's not size, this is actually 5. I know, we should have just let her, right?
This is first orientation.
Actually, I think this is that we see the best time. Is that a weakness? We like to drink.
We love being happy.
That is so true.
2-minute warning, 2-minute warning.
She's right.
You took us that one time, not waiting for you.
Alright, we think things through.
Stressed out. Oh, really?
Yeah, because with her, it was always like swing, and everything was like. It wasn't like bad. No, it wasn't bad. It was just so different. No, it was just so much. No, it wasn't bad.
We want to make sure other people's are.
You guys are good.
See, now I feel like I have to explain myself.
I've never
Since we're the giver dons, can we sit down now?
No, you have to stay. We have to stay.
Mrs. Molly and I didn't eat.
You have 2 minutes.
I just met her
Is that the timer? I know we have Okay. We don't have anything to know. What do people need to know about us? Can we all get along? Just know I make her.
Alright. Thanks for taking this seriously. So here's the odd, this is like true colors because guess who was done first? We're done. This group right here, they aren't even close yet. So we're gonna move on. So, alright, so now what we're gonna do is spokesperson is going to share out Just follow the, you know, from the list that what you put on there. So we're gonna start with West. Pay attention to the details. Over here. So your job as you're listening to this is, the next step will be to identify a group that you find difficult to work with. You're not looking at the people. You're just thinking of a characteristic. So what group style do you find difficult to work with, and that's where you'll be moving to the next step. So go ahead.
Okay, so with West, we decided that our strengths are that we're organized and detail-oriented, that we're over-planned, so we're really ready. Time management, that we are good at refining and reflecting, and that we are good at very specific communication. Our limitations, we don't like surprises. We don't like that we're always stopped for time because we're being so detail-oriented. That we need a plan for the plan. And that the control is important for like knowing what's happening. And the clarifying questions that a lot of times we get, we hear somebody's idea and we're interested in the idea and we're maybe even excited about the idea, but people call it, because we're asking so many clarifying questions, people think that we didn't like it or that we're questioning whether or not that was a valid suggestion. And really we're just trying to understand it really well. So what to need to know about us, we don't like surprises. We need time to process and plan. We're in need of constructive feedback. It's hard for us to just go with the flow and punt, or like to have a real impulsive idea. And if we're in teams, be very specific about what our role is.
Okay, so this group was West, pay attention to the details. So if you think about everything that they said with their strengths and their limitations, be identifying, is that a group that I have a hard time working with? And some of you might be thinking, you know, this isn't black and white, so we're all a little bit of all of that. So before you leave your group, I want everybody, before you leave your group, I want you to put your names on the back of it. And then put West, so you guys put West in the middle. All right, thank you. South, consider everyone's feelings. You should have heard their conversation.
Sure. Alright, our weaknesses, we see the best in others. That's also one of our strengths, that we see the best in others. We think things through too much is a weakness. Our feelings get hurt easy, that's a weakness. More strengths, we care about everyone. We're very approachable. We're intuitive and flexible and easygoing. And what we want you guys to know about us is we want world peace and everyone to get along. And then be careful because we may cry.
All right, thank you guys. So names on the back. East, look at the big picture.
All right, we see ourselves as having the goal in mind and being visionary towards that. We like to consider a lot of things, so we do things right the first time because we take our time, we reflect, and we collaborate to get any additional information we need. We don't make a move until we have the precise information. So details, much like our group over there, are very important, but it's not just details for detail's sake, it's to get to the end result. Frustrating things for you working with people like this is sometimes we need more time to process, and we're not going to move on without that. Compromise can be problematic for us because we feel that we've often considered every single possible angle and we've already gotten to the best solution. We feel like we want you to bring sound ideas to the table rather than just talking for talking's sake. And we often need more detailed info and support from data-driven results as opposed to out there. So when working with us, just know that we may need more time, and we expect you to be on task and not wasting time because we value efficiency.
Okay, names on the back. And North, just get it down. Right. Oh, you added them.
We are the now group, like, give us a task, do it now, so we can get it done. We don't procrastinate. We're hardworking, diligent, we focus on what we need to do, we get it done. We're also reliable, very goal-oriented. Some of our limitations are that we're bulldozers. We will run you right over and not kind of really consider what you have to say because we want to get the task done. We don't delegate, we just do it. It says no life, but I like having a one-track mind instead there. So, hard to compromise with and stress. So, what people need to know about us, don't waste our time. We make mistakes. Some people said that we need to bring chocolate, so bring us chocolate. Don't take it personally, nod and agree unless you have something better to say. So we just want to like do what we need to do and then get out. And then that's it.
So you guys are going to make you guys cry. All right, you guys are going to take a little bit of time to get your things on. So before we move, when you choose your next group, so remember now you're moving to select a style that you find difficult to work with. And you're going to, when I say go, you're going to move to that spot. And once you're there, you're going to select a recorder and a spokesperson. Now your task is explore ways in which, given your preferences, you might stretch to work productively with that style. How are you going to do it? So you're choosing the style that's the hardest for you, and your recording is going to be how are you going to do that? How are we going to do that? So let's just take about, I don't know, just go fast, move to your spot.
Cry very well this
Do it on the back.
I took the markers.
We're sort of putting that up.
Okay, so wait, we're supposed to figure out Mrs. Mulligan on the back.
So I'm not
sure. Can we write it down?
Yeah, you're going to write it on the back of the paper the group you went to. If there's names, it's fine.
So we're supposed to write down how
Where am I going?
okay.
And then you're at a response. You're at your response.
We lost
Yeah, select a style that you
So
find.
I think that with this style, we'll have to,
Record. So this we record.
yeah, we'll give them space. That's what I do.
Our teacher is.
Tiny little pockets where you can go.
So we need cluster explore ways which give our preferences and stretch for productive goals. So we need to do the wrong stuff. Patience. Compromise.
Okay, but she said work efficiently. That's not well, no, so seriously. Like, you also, they talked about we have to have all the data ahead of time. Like, if you talk to them and you have an idea in mind, you need to, like, have the facts straight. Otherwise, they're going to rip you to shreds because they will be like, yeah.
So how are we going to
I think you're willing to so I did, yeah, give them space, time, and quiet. What else? Going back.
And the compromise.
Anything else?
No.
I think that's.
You were able to very quickly.
Respect their ideas. I joked with them, I said I have a lot of experience in this, they're good. Respect their ideas.
You need to know that so that you can adjust yourself to the way you're going to react.
You know what? Think about what that's like.
What about expressing?
Well, I think we all consider.
That's why you bring a filter.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, just be direct. Direct and personally nice.
Can we put like give them credit? Full credit. Because a lot of times they're the ones that like come up with it, but then they don't do the footwork. So the person that does the footwork gets all the credit. Because they just like had the idea.
So maybe delegate you.
Rock hard. Is that okay? Can I just do the credit now? Does that make
For the
sense?
good ones. They might rate it.
I could see that.
For the happy group.
Oh, poor Dustin.
About 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's funny, nobody goes to that, you don't want to be the detail before you go.
It's gotta be a kid.
It has to be.
That's funny. Yeah, they
All the
would.
people, all the people in this group are
Balance with that too. Make a roller blow.
I think it looks pretty. I'm just saying. I feel like it's I think it's elegant. Yeah.
You got it done. You got it done. So much songs.
I don't write about that. I
Oh, were you here?
I came for second year.
I've done this.
Yeah, I still remember that you want to write over.
Yeah. All right, you can wrap up.
When I was in college, I got 27,000.
Okay, so most of you have kind of noticed this, but before we share out, look at these two groups are the most kind of opposite. And you can see, you kind of almost switched. So clearly, the power of this process is look around, because if you all end up on a committee together, or you're on a team together, now you know a little bit more about each other. Oh, okay, that's why I keep getting frustrated, because Mary Jo cries all the time. You know, now I know her feelings when I say it that way, or whatever. So that's why we're doing this. That's pretty powerful. We noticed that Dustin was the only one over here, so what does that say about the group that was over there? Almost everybody can work with you.
Well, being over there too, they're very similar to the other side, so there would be no problem like when you actually, they're very similar.
Yeah. So everybody, they can work with everybody but you. So that says something right there. It just interesting to watch this. So let me have, Dustin, do you want to share? So yours was West.
Well, they were both based on planning and detail, so they were fine together. There would be no.
So what would you have a hard time? Anything?
No.
Nothing.
No, they were detail oriented, and they both have a goal.
And that fits you as well?
Yeah.
Why did you choose this group?
I just wanted to go there because nobody was there.
Oh, he was thinking
Yeah.
Okay, so really not, this is not a group. You
No, I
thought you had a
just
hard
thought
time.
I'd go there. Yeah, but there's nothing really you can dispute between the two there.
Okay. How about you guys? So this is the South. Consider everyone's feelings. So this group is like, oh, we're going to have a hard time with this group. Not the group, but the
Our group discussed ways that we could better get along with the South by being more patient, compromise, listening and understanding, so taking that time to stop with the detailed planning or moving forward and listen to everybody, using a filter, how we say things so we don't hurt the South's feelings. And then analyzing personalities. Some of our group members talked about, just kind of identifying those people that might be in the South, so we know what we're getting into, so we can apply those other things. Also expressing our own feelings, so they get an idea of maybe we're not trying to be, I don't know, mean or rude, we're just more goal oriented, and so we can better describe what our goals are. That was what we came up with.
Okay, awesome. You guys are east. Look at the big picture, consider possibilities before acting, etc. So what did you think? How are you going to work with this?
We said to give them space and time, kind of some quiet time, so they can have that reflection time. Agree to disagree, maybe just walk away. I said then do what you want, but they didn't. So, you're talking to them instead of just getting in an argument and just kind of walk away. Bring our own chocolate. I don't know what chocolate is. Have your facts and come prepared, because that's what they're looking for. They're going to be more receptive to what you have to say if you're already showing them something they can relate to. And respect their ideas, and then give them credit where credit's due.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Come over here. This is just get it done. People that are going to have a hard time working with, just get it done.
One of our first things we said was, before approaching the northern, come prepared already. Like, start details and things you want. For your details, your epic, and our southerners said, good Kleenex. We said sometimes we just have to stand our ground on certain things. Like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. I need X, Y, Z before I'm ready to keep going. Just kind of direct, like, clear communication. We said it might be helpful to seek support from non-northerners. Others involved to kind of help with the plan. And then we said we thought it would help if we divided and conquered, because if they're ready to move on and we still want to plan, it might just be better if we say, maybe do part A, we'll do it, I'll do it over here, part B is you and more move with it. And just kind of like let them go at their pace and we pull back and do our own thing.
Okay.
From the Southerners, we basically just said we're there to support you guys. But if you don't delegate to us, then we're probably just gonna let you do it.
That's important to know. And think about, so hopefully when you leave today and just throughout the next several days, you'll be reflecting upon maybe even just one person that you kind of struggled with, and now you go, okay, now I get why. This is critical for me to see this because I know you guys pretty well. Those of you who are new to us, not as well. But I know when I need, this is a deadline, I don't need somebody to ask me 1,000 questions. I just need to say, here's the goal. Go do it. I know, but I also added a couple people to my list, not just because it fits your strengths. More than anything, for me, it helps with the group that was over here earlier. How I say something can really hurt feelings. And then obviously we need you guys over here, the West group. Don't surprise you. Don't give you a surprise. At the end of my first year, a teacher had to move a classroom. I'm like a get her done person. I don't know where I would fit exactly, but I just sent it. I ran out of time. I sent it in an email. I literally almost made her quit because it was that big a deal to her, and I didn't consider that. I didn't know that about her, but I didn't do it intentionally, but I ran out of time. But it's important for me to know these things. So you can help me if I say, hey, I got this project, I need something done. Now you know a little bit, just say, please don't ask me to do that. Remember me, I'm a West, or I'm over here. So I hope this helps. It's just like True Colors. The more we know about one another, how our strengths, how do we struggle with, how might we struggle? Teams, departments, planning groups, any of that, now you know a little better why it may or may not be working and how you might help fix it. So, all right, go ahead and if you could bring your posters right here and just go back to your seats and we'll get you launched. Thanks for participating. Can I get the little sheets back too? Heather, can I have that?
Where are they going to go?
I know.
She actually did she got, I want to say like a 78. I'm trying to pay attention to my years. I think she ended up getting a 78. So, which is fine. I mean, that was all good. I mean, it was one question I'm not your launch, but I need a couple of minutes about Renaissance, and this actually goes to your personality, so it's actually perfect timing. Please keep in mind, those of you who've been around, take a nap for a minute. The newbies, Renaissance cards are out. These Renaissance cards on the back of the cards give the students discounts in town. Our businesses are very good about that. Buy one, get one free, 20% off, whatever. Our community is very good about that. These students who have these cards, they must have them in their possession. About every other week, they'll go to lunch 5 minutes early. Unless something absolutely is a major emergency in your room, please let them go. The same thing with when my students come around, they have to come first period. It's the only way that we can avoid having to run out and get students from Ms. Kay and Mr. Lakari. So they're coming first period. When they come to you, I can't exactly tell because it depends on how many they're doing and where they start. But I'm just trying to ask you, again, as that northerner, please remember that these students are the cream of the crop. These are the students that have not been downstairs. They have no N's or U's. They have no absence reasons, and their GPAs are 3.0 or better. So even though some of your personalities are, I didn't know about this, I can't let them out. I mean, please understand that to these kids, they have earned this, and whether we're bringing in tokens or whatever. And for those of you that kind of say to my kids, can you come back later? They actually can't. I mean, I have borrowed these students from other classes, and I try to get them back as total possible. You know, what I can say to you is, if you've got 5 kids raising their hands up, and please, with these cards, it's really hard for, I had a couple kids in my science class say, I got a token today, but I don't have a card. How'd you get that? Well, my kids gave them to them. So and what happens is, of course, they're very eager to hand these out, and if you don't have the kids sit there and just hold the cards up and have them go and then put the card down, you know, when they do that, then they're going to end up with the tokens. Is it a big deal? No. There's stuff in the case that's, that they can buy with those tokens. For those of you that don't know, the order forms are in here. The kids should have mentioned that, but not everybody listens well. The order forms are in here. They bring the tokens, they fill out the form, they put it in the box. Miss D lets me know. We come down, we get them, we fill it, we'll bring it to them during first period. And if they don't want to use them for that, at the end of the year, because we paid $1,500 for these tokens years ago, and we left them without Renaissance on there so that somebody else could use them in case this failed. But when the food thing went down to where we couldn't come around with little snacks for Tuesday treats,
they can keep these and turn them into you at the end of the year, and whatever class collects the most, we gave ice cream or pizza or something to last year. So I'm just, if you have any questions, come see me, but I know some of you have no clue what's going on with this. They will get a new card every quarter. We can't start until second because we don't have first quarter, we don't have the grades from first quarter until second quarter. So they'll have a card this quarter, they'll have one third, they'll have one fourth. Those kids who get all 3 quarters, we have a big thing for them at the end of the year. And we're working on something right now about trying to get, we were having a little chat during the weekend because there were 2 Kindles for $100 on a special. And we had a little chat and then I missed the deal. They sold out before I got back to it. But we're gonna start something where we're gonna give something away, a lot like that iPad we did before, but we're gonna go back and include for third and fourth quarters, the kids even from this quarter, because we were talking and how are we going to buy into the kids that already lost things? So we're going to actually, when we get these couple electronic things for them, we're gonna promote this really big that it doesn't matter what you did first and second quarter, third and fourth quarter is where you're going from. Hopefully to get some of that discipline from out of there and somebody that wants something. If you have any questions, though, please ask. Again, I totally understand if there's a test going on, whatever, send my kids away, let me know. A couple of you send kids to me, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that if the kid walks in and says, I think I had one. First time ever, I was in the bathroom. And it was so cute because nobody had ever come. I was in the bathroom when your kids came around the toast and I was like, so, yeah, because, nobody's ever done that. But, again, if you have any questions, please ask. Just, again, I'm just begging you to realize how hard they work to get that card. That's all.
Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for 2 things real quick, too. If you listened to Sue's announcements this morning, we are doing a competition with attendance. Our attendance is not as good as last year, and so we're working on this. I don't know. So we're gonna do, it's getting, what it feels like downstairs, I don't know, parents seem to be not so worried about having them come in for fourth period so we're doing the competition, just every day. Kristen's keeping track, 7th day, it's half tardies. If you're a tardy, you're out. I mean, you count against your grade level, or absent a half, partial day or full day. And I asked my student chat group on Friday, like, do you guys think this is a good idea? And they loved it with free dress on Friday. We're also going to do another thing where this was their idea from another school one of the students went to, just random drawings for a gift card. And if you've been here every day on time, it's yours. And we actually did this when I was at the Round Table, which is a very small school, but we would make it really fun. If you know Laura would say, and the winner is, and then she would say, oh, that student was tardy on Tuesday. And they were like $50 gift cards over there. So we're going to add something like that. That was student feedback. And I said, well, what do you think the amount would be you would work for? They thought $10 was quite a bit. So I said, we can do that. So I'm kind of excited about that. If you did not read the student chat feedback, I encourage you to. They are honest. My favorite one, I think I put in there, was the boy who said, we're talking about why you like the handshake, and he said, well, I can tell if my teacher's in a bad mood. Never thought of that. That's true. So, really meaningful. My favorite is when I say, okay, what's something that we can do better? And there's blank looks. What do you think? I don't know. I mean, they have to stretch for that. So you all are creating an amazing place for our students, and I hear it every time I meet with them. So, with that, Amanda's going to launch us. I see Kleenex is being passed out.
They're for the cookies.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so being that it's November, which is Thanksgiving, which is one of my favorite holidays, because we get really delicious food, I figured that we could have some sugar cookies. And your task now is to decorate a sugar cookie for someone at your table. So you have Kleenex, you have something to decorate a cookie with, and when you have decorated that cookie and given it to someone at your table who are free to eat,
All right, so
So I'll decorate for you, you decorate for you. We'll just go in some more.
What? It wasn't that long.
Oh yeah, you're the like. I still have all my tips from when I was a kid, and I don't actually feel bad because the kids gave me so many nice tips. My mom used to decorate all the time. You realize that every single person on my entire team and the other 7 teachers were all in that group. Every single person on my hall.
But now you have some tools to.
Every single one. That's powerful. Joe, carrying out houses. Christina, Rebecca.
I've always even when we go
My youngest son just got right in his baby. So they gave some of the little red tablets because he's not a very good grocer. Yeah, there you go. Right, so he hasn't done it yet. So the other day I was like, I want you to try it. So then my older son's like, I want to do that too. So then they both did it, and then, you know, I had him out, choo-choo-choo, and then swish around. It's like, what, rinse your mouth like 4 or 5 times.
I saw it.
That stuff stayed their tongue for hours. Like 8 hours later, their whole mouth was still like 17. Alright, thank you. I was going like bright red. And my older son was like, when is this going to go away? Like, I don't know. We're watching the show. But yeah, you should see your house right now. Yeah, this is like a really...
You guys get blue too?
got red.
Where is yours?
Oh, maybe that is. It's like dye. It's like an engineer or something?
No.
Like a big day or anything. Nice. With our blue teeth and our...
I'm needing a guy. When do you need to come here?
And you're like, hey! Everybody's staring at your face like, okay, what's up with that nose? We should have done this at home. I know. Yeah. All right, well with that, no. Wait till you see your mouth. You're gonna be cracking up. I mean, all of us have to look at the blue. I thought it was we should do this at 7:30 in the morning. Are we going to Weber's room? Yeah.
Doesn't matter.